The King of Staten Island was directed by Judd Apatow and stars Pete Davidson, Bill Burr, Marisa Tomei, and Belle Poley. It's a semi-autobiographical movie depicting Pete Davidson's life growing up in Staten Island. I've been excited to see this movie ever since Pete mentioned it pretty in full length on his special Alive in New York. And as the trailers kept coming out, I became more and more excited. Even though I'm not a Judd Apatow fan, I didn't let that, distract from how much I wanted to see this movie. And pretty much Big Time Adolescence all but confirmed for me this movie was going to be great. So for weeks, my excitement grew to a borderline obsession. And while that may have been a little unfair to this movie, it doesn't really matter in hindsight. In hindsight, I ended up really, really loving it. Before everyone gets all huffy in the comments, all the reviews that have come out of this movie so far, I know it's flawed. Judd Apatow can sometimes rely on cliches with his direction, and honestly, the movie isn't drop dead hilarious. There were moments that I was laughing, but they were very few and far between. However, to me, that wasn't really important, and I will get to why in a second. However, the editing also isn't the greatest. While it wasn't a huge issue, a decent amount of the scenes kind of just ended without any real resolution to them, making them feel a little meaningless. They cut off at random times and can be a bit of a distraction. So small nitpicks really for the flaws, but they are there. However, this movie is my favorite of the year so far. Yes, I know The Gentleman was a better movie, and no, I haven't seen stuff like The Hunt or The Invisible Man yet. But this is my favorite movie of the year. Yes, it does follow the cliche of a man-child trying to get his shit together later in life than he really should have, but it's told in such a personal way that I can't help but love that they went in that direction. It may have to do with the fact that the movie was co-written by Davidson, but each character feels very real. Pete Davidson's especially. He kills it in this role. And while I loved him in Big Time Adolescence, he wasn't the main focus there. And he was easily the most interesting part of that movie. So with the King of Staten Island, he gets to be pretty much the same person but is the main focus. Scott, Pete's character, is what the movie is revolved around, and his character, like I said, is an extremely interesting and likable one. He's kind of a reflection on, Gen, what is it? I think it's Gen Z. I think that's what we're called, and millennials in general. He, I know so many people that are just like that, and I feel up to this point we hadn't really gotten that kind of character yet, and I really commend this movie for portraying such a realistic version of that kind of mindset. However, not only does Pete Davidson and his character kill in this movie, but so do Bill Burr and Marisa Tomei. Marisa Tomei doing a great job of portraying a flawed but still very caring mother, and Bill Burr just killing it here. I mean, he is perfect here portraying this character. I don't really want to spoil anything because he is just so amazing in this movie. However, the best part of this movie is its character relationships. Each of them feel complicated and real. They don't feel forced in any way. I don't know, they just feel very realistic to me in a very specific way to this movie. Especially what's her name? Hold on. Belle Poley's character, the girlfriend of Pete Davidson's character, I'm sorry, is awesome in this movie. Okay, that was my little unscripted rant, if you couldn't tell. However, on paper, this movie could have been a pretty safe and bland movie. However, its personality, character interactions, and overall tone make it stand out. While I may have been very biased towards the Pete Davidson character, I feel like it's an important one to be portrayed on screen. This is a movie that is going to be looked back upon, at least by me, the same way as movies like Can't Hardly Wait, Superbad, or The Breakfast Club. Movies that may not have been the best remembered critically, but capture their time period so well. And while I may be extremely biased towards movies like that, I can't help but love The King of Staten Island for what it is, flaws and all. And that's why I'm going to give it a very strong A minus. Thank you so much for watching this review. I know there's some muddled parts, but I really enjoyed this movie, and I really hope you guys check it out. So I'll see you guys later.